Right now, inside your chest, a muscle the size of your fist is working harder than any employee you will ever hire, and it has not taken a single day off since the moment you were born. It does not complain, it does not ask for attention, it does not send you a bill. It just keeps beating quietly, steadily, loyally, and yet there is a chance you are ignoring the small signals it has been sending you for years, the slight pressure you brushed off as stress, the random fatigue you blamed on sleep, the breathlessness you thought was just age catching up. But what if those were not random at all? What if your heart has been trying to warn you in the only language it knows? Rhythm, pressure, pain, silence. Because here is a truth most people do not think about until it is too late. The body whispers before it screams, and the heart whispers the longest before it breaks. Every single day, it beats around 100,000 times, pushing blood through nearly 60,000 miles of blood vessels. That is enough distance to wrap around the earth more than twice, and it does this without rest, without pause, without applause, even while you sleep, even when you are stressed, even when you feed it food that clogs its pathways, even when you drown it in anxiety. It keeps showing up for you. And yet heart disease remains the leading cause of death worldwide, not because the heart is weak, but because the warnings are often ignored. Subtle signs like constant tiredness, cold hands and feet, slight swelling, irregular heartbeat, or a tight feeling in the chest that lasts only seconds. These are not dramatic movie moments. They are quiet red flags, and modern life makes them easy to dismiss. Busy schedules, endless notifications, fast food on the go, long hours sitting, late nights staring at screens, stress that never fully leaves the body, all of it slowly shaping the health of your heart without you even noticing. And here is another fact that rarely gets attention. Heart problems do not always start with sharp chest pain. In many cases, the first major sign is a sudden event, a heart attack or stroke that feels like it came out of nowhere, but it did not come out of nowhere. It built itself slowly over years through small daily habits repeated thousands of times, high blood pressure that was never checked, cholesterol levels that quietly climbed, sleep that was too short, stress hormones that stayed high for too long. And the most dangerous part is that damage to the heart can begin in your 20s and 30s, long before most people think they need to care. Arteries can start narrowing early, plaque can begin forming silently, and the heart adapts for as long as it can, pumping harder, adjusting its rhythm, compensating in ways you will never feel until it reaches its limit. And limits are real. The heart is strong, but it is not indestructible. Yet there is powerful hope hidden in all of this, because unlike many organs, the heart responds quickly to positive change. Studies show that regular walking can significantly reduce the risk of heart disease, improving circulation within weeks. Better sleep can lower blood pressure. Simple dietary changes can reduce harmful cholesterol levels. Stress management can slow the wear and tear caused by constant adrenaline, and even small steps taken consistently can begin to repair years of neglect. The human body is designed to heal when given the chance, but it cannot heal what you refuse to notice. In this video, you will learn how your heart actually works in simple terms, what silent warning signs most people overlook, how modern habits are quietly shaping your cardiovascular health, the lesser-known facts about early heart damage, and most importantly, what practical steps you can start today to protect and strengthen your heart before it reaches a breaking point. This is not about fear, it is about awareness, not about panic, but about power, because when you understand what is happening inside your chest right now, you gain control over what happens next. And by the end of this video, you will see your heart beat differently, not just as a background rhythm, but as a steady and patient, asking for care, asking for balance, asking for attention before it is forced to demand. Stay with us until the end, because one simple insight could change the way you eat, sleep, Move and manage stress from this day forward, and those small changes could add years to your life and life to your years. Your heart has been loyal to you since your first breath. It deserves at least a few minutes of your full attention right now. Welcome to our channel, where we break down complex health truths into clear and practical knowledge you can use. If you care about living longer, feeling stronger, and protecting the one organ that never rests, make sure you subscribe and join us, because this might be the most important conversation your heart has been waiting for. At the center of your chest is a muscle that works with perfect rhythm, steady and controlled, pushing life through your entire body without asking for attention. Your heart is not just a symbol of emotion, it is a powerful pump made of muscle fibers that contract and relax in a precise pattern, sending oxygen-rich blood to your brain so you can think, to your lungs so you can breathe, to your muscles so you can move, and to every organ that depends on constant supply. It beats around 100,000 times each day, more than 35 million times each year, and over the course of a lifetime, it can beat close to 3 billion times, each beat pushing blood through a network of vessels that stretches for tens of thousands of miles inside you. This is not a small task. This is non-stop labor, minute after minute, hour after hour, day and night. Even when you fall asleep and your mind drifts into dreams, your heart does not close its eyes. It does not power down. It does not take a break. It keeps moving blood with quiet discipline, adjusting its speed depending on what you are doing, beating faster when you run, slowing when you rest, responding instantly to fear, joy, anger, or excitement, like a machine that never shuts down. But unlike a cold machine made of metal, this one is alive, sensitive, and deeply connected to your lifestyle. And while most machines require maintenance and care to last, many people forget that the heart needs the same respect. It is strong, but it is not unlimited. It is reliable, but it is not invincible. And yet it performs its duty so consistently that you rarely think about it. You wake up, rush through your day, sit for hours, eat quickly, scroll late into the night, and through all of it, your heart keeps working in silence, asking for very little, just reasonable care, balanced fuel, enough rest, and moments of calm. But when something begins to shift inside, the first signs are often soft and easy to dismiss: constant fatigue that lingers even after a full night in bed, shortness of breath during simple tasks like climbing stairs or walking fast, a slight pressure or discomfort in the chest that fades quickly, restless sleep where you wake up tired instead of refreshed, a heartbeat that feels heavy or irregular for a few seconds, stress that never fully leaves your body. These signs do not scream danger, they whisper imbalance, and because they are subtle, many people normalize them. Tiredness becomes part of adult life. Breathlessness is blamed on being out of shape. Chest discomfort is dismissed as indigestion. Poor sleep is blamed on busy schedules. High stress is accepted as the price of success, and slowly, these signals blend into the background noise of modern living. The world moves fast, work demands more, screens keep you awake, food is designed for convenience instead of nourishment. Sitting has become the default position for hours at a time. Emotions are often pushed down instead of processed, and in this environment, the heart continues to adapt quietly, pumping against rising blood pressure, adjusting to higher stress hormones, working harder when arteries begin to narrow, because adaptation is what it does best. But adaptation has limits. Fast food loaded with salt and unhealthy fats can slowly increase cholesterol and stiffen blood vessels. Long hours of sitting reduce circulation and weaken the cardiovascular system. Chronic stress keeps adrenaline and cortisol levels elevated, forcing the heart to stay alert even when the body is still. Lack of sleep interferes with repair processes that keep blood vessels flexible and healthy. Emotional suppression keeps the nervous system in a constant low-grade state of tension, and none of this causes sudden collapse overnight. Instead, it creates gradual strain, tiny changes repeated daily, small pressures that build quietly over years. Arteries can slowly collect plaque, blood pressure can rise step by step, the heart muscle can thicken from constant overwork, and you may still feel mostly normal, which makes it easy to continue ignoring early warnings. The body is designed to compensate, to adjust, to keep you going despite imbalance. But compensation is not the same as protection. It is a temporary solution, and the longer unhealthy patterns continue, the harder the heart must work to maintain balance. Modern life rarely encourages stillness. Meals are eaten quickly, stress is carried from morning to night, sleep is shortened, emotions are buried, and physical movement is reduced. All of these habits send signals to the heart, not dramatic signals, but steady instructions that shape its condition. When you choose processed food over fresh ingredients, you change the chemistry of your blood. When you sit for long periods, you slow circulation. When you live in constant stress, you keep your heart rate elevated. When you sacrifice sleep, you limit recovery. And when you silence your feelings, you keep internal tension alive. The heart responds to these patterns faithfully. It does not judge, it simply reacts, beating a little harder, pumping a little faster, adjusting pressure to meet demand. And over time, these small adjustments can become heavy burdens. Yet because the process is gradual, it rarely feels urgent. People wait for dramatic pain before they pay attention. But heart health is shaped long before dramatic pain appears, and that is why respect for this silent worker must begin with awareness of daily habits, not fear, not panic, just calm understanding that the quality of each beat is influenced by how you live. Every step you take strengthens circulation, every bowel meal supports cleaner blood flow, every hour of real rest lowers pressure, every moment of stress relief gives the heart a chance to relax, and every time you choose to move instead of remain still, you support the muscle that has supported you since birth. The heart continues its rhythm as you listen to these words, steady and patient, carrying oxygen to your brain so you can think clearly, pushing blood to your muscles so you can move freely, maintaining pressure so your organs can function. It has done this since your first cry as a newborn, and it will continue as long as it is able. But its ability is not separate from your lifestyle. It reflects it, mirrors it, responds to it, and in a world that often encourages speed, convenience, and constant stimulation, taking a moment to recognize the quiet labor of your heart can shift how you see your daily choices, not as small and meaningless, but as powerful signals that shape the strength and endurance of the one muscle that never stops working. When early signals are ignored, the changes inside the body do not stop. They continue quietly, layer by layer, day after day, and the heart keeps adapting for as long as it can. But gradual damage is exactly that. Gradual small shifts that seem harmless at first, blood pressure rising a little above normal, cholesterol increasing slightly each year, arteries becoming a bit less flexible than before. None of it feels dramatic. None of it forces you to stop your routine, so life goes on. Yet inside the blood vessels, tiny particles of fat and cholesterol can begin to stick to the inner walls, forming thin layers that slowly thicken over time. This process does not happen overnight. It can take years, even decades, and during that time, the heart must push blood through narrower pathways, which means it has to pump with more force. That extra force creates higher blood pressure, and high blood pressure is not just a number on a screen. It is pressure against delicate vessel walls, constant pressure that can weaken them, make them stiff, and reduce their ability to expand and relax normally. As arteries stiffen, circulation becomes less efficient, oxygen delivery can decrease, and the heart works harder to compensate, often without clear pain, often without obvious warning. Blocked arteries do not appear suddenly in most cases. They develop slowly as plaque builds up, narrowing the space where blood flows. And when blood flow is reduced to the heart muscle itself, the risk of a heart attack increases because the heart depends on its own blood supply to survive. If one of those narrowed arteries becomes completely blocked by a clot, part of the heart muscle can be damaged, and this damage can be permanent. Stroke risk also rises when blood vessels leading to the brain become narrowed or blocked, because the brain needs constant oxygen just like the heart does, and when blood flow to the brain is interrupted even briefly, serious consequences can follow. Yet it is important to understand that these severe outcomes are usually the result of long-term patterns, not sudden random events. High blood pressure left untreated for years, poor diet repeated daily, constant stress without recovery, physical inactivity becoming normal, lack of sleep becoming routine. These habits slowly shape the condition of blood vessels and the heart muscle, and because the process is slow, it can feel distant, as if serious problems belong to some future version of yourself, not the present. But the body does not separate present from future. It responds to what you do today and what you repeat tomorrow. Urgency does not have to mean fear. It can simply mean recognizing that small choices accumulate, just like savings in a bank account grow over time. Health patterns also accumulate, either building strength or creating strain. And the encouraging truth is that the same slow process that leads to damage can also lead to recovery when direction changes. The heart is remarkably responsive to positive habits. Blood vessels can regain flexibility, blood pressure can decrease, cholesterol levels can improve, circulation can become stronger, and much of this can begin within weeks of consistent effort. Walking daily, even at a moderate pace, improves blood flow and strengthens the heart muscle. Regular movement trains the cardiovascular system to work efficiently, instead of under constant strain. Drinking enough water supports proper blood volume and reduces unnecessary stress on the heart. Eating real food, such as vegetables, fruits, whole grains, healthy fats, and lean proteins, provides nutrients that protect blood vessels and reduce harmful buildup. Proper sleep allows the body to repair tiny damages in vessels and regulate stress hormones. Managing stress through breathing exercises, quiet time, reflection, or physical activity lowers the constant pressure created by adrenaline. Regular checkups help detect rising blood pressure or cholesterol before they become severe, giving you the chance to act early instead of reacting late. None of these actions are extreme, none require perfection, but consistency matters more than intensity. Small daily improvements repeated over months can shift the direction of heart health and powerful. The body is designed to respond to care, just as it responds to neglect. When you move more, circulation improves. When you eat better, inflammation can decrease. When you sleep deeply, hormone balance stabilizes. When you reduce stress, heart rate and blood pressure often follow. And while some damage may not fully reverse, much of the strain placed on the cardiovascular system can be reduced, giving the heart a lighter load to carry. Control returns not through one dramatic decision, but through steady habits, step by step, glass of water by glass of water, walk by walk, night of proper sleep by night of proper sleep. And as these patterns strengthen, risk levels can decrease, energy can improve, breathing can feel easier, and the quiet signals that once hinted at imbalance may soften, because the heart responds to partnership. When you meet it halfway with supportive choices, it continues its work with greater efficiency, beating not under constant strain, but under balanced conditions. And this shift does not require fear as motivation. It requires awareness and steady action, knowing that while gradual damage builds over time, gradual healing can also build over time, and each day offers another opportunity to lighten the load carried by the one muscle that has carried you since the beginning. Since the day you were born, Before you spoke your first word, before you took your first step, your heart has been there, steady and faithful, beating through every moment of your life, through joy and stress, through sickness and strength, through days you felt unstoppable and days you felt tired and lost. It never asked for applause, it never demanded attention, it never took a vacation. Not one single day off. It worked in silence while you slept. It kept going when you pushed yourself too hard. It stayed loyal even when your habits were not. And right now, as you listen to these words, it is still beating for you, still choosing you, still doing its job without complaint. And the question is simple and honest. Will you take care of it now, not out of fear, not out of panic, but out of respect for the muscle that has carried you from your first breath until this very second? Your future is not built in one dramatic moment. It is shaped in small daily choices, in the walks you take, in the food you choose, in the rest you allow yourself, in the stress you decide to manage instead of ignore. Your heart has given you everything it has every single day, and it will continue to do so as long as it can. Treat it like the lifelong partner it truly is, because one day you will look back and realize that the quiet beats inside your chest were the real clock of your life, counting every second you were given. Make those seconds strong, make them healthy, make them last. And if this message touched you, if it made you pause and think about the rhythm inside your chest, then stay connected with us, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone you care about, because one simple reminder at the right time can protect a lifetime of heartbeats.